All right, we're going to get started in about 3 minutes. So we'll get started in 3 minutes. Okay, we're going to get started in about 2 minutes. Hello, everybody. This is Nicole Whitlock with eCom Sellers Mastery. Tonight, we are going to move on to the next phase of the Shopify course. So let me go ahead and bring that up. Let's see, where are we? This is it. Yeah, so there's that one. Okay. Okay, welcome to eCom Sellers Mastery Shopify 90-day course. This is session 6 of an 8-session series. And this is the session that we are also wrapping up to get you closer to ready for Black Friday. So I'm hoping that last week, everyone took advantage of a couple of things. Last week, I offered to do your social media banners. We actually have a graphic design. We have 2 graphic design companies that we work with, and we offered to do your graphics. And so I sent an email out to everybody that's in the Shopify course to take advantage of that. And then in addition to that, I sent an email out to encourage everybody to register for a session, one-on-one session, so we can review your store to make sure it's 100% ready for Black Friday, because I'm really, really excited. So if you didn't take advantage of those 2, like the cutoff for the graphics was Friday, yesterday? Yeah, I think it was. It was either Friday or Saturday. So what I will say is I am ordering graphics tomorrow. If you can give me your logo, your colors, your URL, and your store name, I can go ahead and order graphics for you if you would like. So the deadline is I need that email to me by noon. You can email it to ecomsellersmastery@gmail.com. Again, ecomsellersmastery@gmail.com. I'll send another email after this class is over to invite you guys to have your graphics done by a professional, unless you've already got a solution. And again, this is for your social media banners for your Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, so that you can get that done. All right, so let's move on through the session. Let me minimize this. And then if you ask any questions in the middle, we're fine with that. I just can't see them. So I'll pause probably after a few slides and check for questions. So just getting a status update from you, first of all. Did you work on your Black Friday checklist? We talked about a few things from last week. If you didn't, I want to encourage you to do that. Did you watch last week's replay? Did you go ahead and work on any integrations? And did you source any products or finalize what your products are that you're going to offer your customers? And have you been continuing to be accountable to you, like checking your checklist? I said I was going to do these things, and I actually did do these things, or no, I still need to finish these things. And what questions do you have right now? So I'm going to minimize this so I can actually see the control panel. And then if you have any questions, you can type them now. Otherwise, we'll go ahead and keep going. Okay. All right. So last week we covered some integrations. We talked about apps for Etsy and Pinterest. I have Instagram on the brain. Etsy, Pinterest, Walmart, Amazon. Those are some of the apps that are available in the Shopify App Store for you to be able to connect those to your store and to be able to push out or integrate products from your store into your Shopify store. So if you've got an Etsy store and you're doing print on demand and you want to integrate some of your print on demand with your physical products, this is a great way to do it. In addition to that, a lot of people overlook the opportunity to push things out to Pinterest. Pinterest is the great place to push products out to, especially if you have cluster photos that really showcase your products. It's a great way to get some more eyeballs on it. We talked briefly about customer service and returns. You're going to have some after this Black Friday, Cyber Monday, even this holiday season. So you need to be prepared for that. The chances are that you may have returns, depending on what you put on your page for your return policy. There may be people that may try to dispute directly with your merchant account. So whatever your merchant account is, Stripe, PayPal, whatever it is, Apple Pay, Amazon Pay, whatever it is, they may try to, or Stripe, what's the other one? Square. They may try to dispute directly with your merchant account. So just be prepared for that beyond your return policy. So make sure that your return policy is very prominent on your page. You want to put that in the footer, and then also maybe put something in the email confirmation when they buy a product from you, that your return policy is clear on what the time frame is that people have to return items to you and what is the method or approach that they must take to do that. That's going to help you win your cases in your merchant account. So you may need to go back and re-listen to this so that you are prepared for that. In addition to that, we did do a 6-week recap to see where we are. So we went through sessions 1 through 4, and we also talked about Black Friday prep, the things that you need to prepare to do. We're going to continue some Black Friday prep, and we talked about your numbers. We previously talked about numbers in the prior session, so we didn't go very deep into that. So today we're going to talk about Keepa, we're going to talk about bundles, social signals, selling strategies, and reverse sourcing. So actually, we're going to focus on, we're going to talk about these first ones that are important, but then we're going to talk about some selling strategies that I hope will be a blessing to you and help you in your business. So let's get started. So one of the tools that I like to use to do product research, I don't care what platform you're selling on, even if you're selling products on Shopify. Some of those products are also cross-listed or available on Amazon. And so the great thing about Shopify, you can showcase a specific product. That's the great thing about it. So you can showcase it, you can put extra videos in there, you can show extra images, more graphics. You can really sell this particular product. It's like looking at, I don't know how many of you remember all the old Carl's Jr. commercials with the hamburgers. Like the way that they showcase those hamburgers in the commercials made you literally want to get up in the car and go get you a Carl's Jr. burger. We all know that hamburgers don't look anything like the commercials. Like we already know this, it's not happening. But the reality is that most people are not necessarily paying attention to that. Most people are impulse buyers and they're visual. They are very visual. So then they have buyer's remorse sometime later. But initially, if you grab them with the images, you grab them with how the item is going to solve a problem for them, you're literally going to get that sale. So if you have some products that whatever your product is, go see if your product is already listed on Amazon. If it is, you can use the free Keepa Chrome extension to do some product research. Because if a product is already moving on Amazon, then it's definitely going to move in your Shopify store if you do it right, especially if the product is listed in the top 100. That is the great thing about Amazon. Amazon gives you a lot of statistical data. They will tell you if this product is in the top 100. Amazon will tell you, they'll give you an indication of how many sellers are on the listing. So, and, you can get the rating on the particular product. These are all things that are helpful to you as a seller when you're trying to sell something that's on Shopify. So not all products that are on Shopify are on Amazon, but I would bet to say at least 60 to 70% of them, you probably could find them on Amazon. So that doesn't mean that the person who put it on Amazon did an amazing job listing it, but if they did do it, or if that item is selling like hotcakes, you have to know that if you put it in your Shopify store or you bundle it with another product, you're probably going to get some sales. And so what Keepa does is it gives you some statistical data about that particular product and how it's performing on Amazon, okay? And that's always helpful. If you buy the Keepa Chrome, if you buy the subscription, you can also get some additional data about how it's doing on eBay, which is always good as well. So I like the Keepa tool. I think it's a great tool to use to gauge whether or not this product has any historical data. And here's the other thing. I see a lot of Shopify sellers who will find or source products that are on AliExpress, and maybe that product sold like hotcakes a year ago. And so sometimes they will bring products back that sold like hotcakes a year ago or 2 years ago. Or maybe these are products that are cyclical, like products that normally sell like crazy around the holidays. So if it sold like crazy in the past, the great thing about Keepa is you can go back and get that historical data. So I want to encourage you, this is another product to be able to do some analysis or what is this thing doing? How often is it selling? So when you go over to, you can sign up for the paid or you can do the free. If you get the Chrome extension, you're going to log into Keepa here. And this is the Chrome extension that you'll pull up. And then some of the data that you'll be able to do is you can track the price drops. Again, this is all based off of what's happening on Amazon. And again, I would beg to say at least 60% of the products that you might source have previously been on Amazon or are currently on Amazon. So they got some sales history. You can check to see if people are offering deals on it. You can also see the low, current, and high prices. You can see how many times per month it's sold. You can see, who's got the buy box, which doesn't matter to you if you're selling on Shopify. But these are things that are helpful as far as what was the price doing. And a lot of people doubt themselves when they're selling products. I hear this all the time, like, well, why would people want to buy it from me for this price if they can get it on this platform for that price? Well, let's just say that 90% of the people who buy online, especially during the holidays, are buying impulse buys. They're not going out there to go see whether or not they can find a product for the lowest price. They're not trying to see who's got the best deal. If the product comes up in the search engine and it's yours, they're just going to buy. If you do an amazing job with your keyword research, if you do an amazing job with your pictures, then they're just going to potentially just buy. But you have to do a good job with that. Your store has to be inviting, it has to be appealing. And so worrying about this platform is selling it for $20 less than me, or this platform selling for $10 less than me, or, oh my God, this platform's got it for $80 more than me. Like, every platform is getting sales during Q4, period. And all the platforms are getting sales transactions during Black Friday. It's just, how well did you target your audience and how well did you drive them to your store? So here's what some of the Keepa graph charts might look like when you're going to go look at the data. But the things that you care about is this thing moving? What's the sales rank on it? And some of the pricing information may or may not be relevant for you, but the fact that it is moving and that you can go and look at some of the statistical data, you'll know, okay, this item is hot in the fall, but not so hot in the spring. Or this item is flying off the shelves in the spring, but not in the summer. That's what you want to know. And this is where you use that data and you use that information to bring up a Shopify store that's tailored to that specific product and shut down the store that you're just going to let be dormant for a little while until it's time for that item to be hot again. That's how you can use that Keepa data and research to be able to make business-driven, data-driven decisions about what you're going to sell. Oh, gotta sneeze. Sorry. So the next one that I like to use for product research is DS Quick View. Again, this is always balancing it against or using Amazon as your basis for research. Not that it's going to sell at the same rate that it does on Amazon. It's just the fact that this validates that this is a viable product. It's got good ratings, so that's going to hopefully help you in the return area. It's got, it's an item that's in the Amazon Top 100. And so knowing that information can only help you when you're determining whether or not you want to add this item to your store as a product that you sell, or if you want to put this item in a bundle that you sell to other people. So right now I'm just showing pictures of, this is all food products, but whatever you decide you're going to sell, because people do sell food products on Shopify. Like, think about that. The Christmas popcorn, the Christmas cookies, the Christmas candy, they sell them in the bag with the bows on them and all that other stuff. So again, you getting creative, you finding a supplier that's going to help you with that, and you could set up a store where you just sell Christmas popcorn in the tins. Your call. But I'm just pointing that out because I'm showing food. But the point is that this data can help you make good decisions on whether or not this is a viable product to sell in your store for Black Friday or not. Amazon is always a great gauge. And the great thing about Amazon is it is free research, free research. They've already done the work for you. All you have to do is just go out there and just use some of the tools to say, okay, is this item already on Amazon? What did it do? And what did it do historically by using Keepa? Another tool is Camel. Again, looking at the data, looking at what this item is doing, finding out when it's hot, when it's not. What are the chances? Like, okay, maybe there's a spike in this product on Black Friday, so this is definitely a viable product for me. I need to be selling it. I need to be listing it. So Again, about 60% of the products that you find on AliExpress are on Amazon, probably more than that. But some of them, after a certain period of time, like people are concerned about their inventory matrix, so they remove them. So you won't see some of the historical data, but the ones that keep it up, you'll be able to find it. And then another one that may give you some good estimates or good data is going to be Jungle Scout Estimator. So it's going to give you some information about what this product is doing, if it is a product that you found or is available on Amazon. You may be sourcing it from AliExpress, but what did it do while it was on Amazon? And right now the rank is this, and it's in this category, so how many of it is selling? So if you do a good job, again, with titles, with photos, with key research, keyword research, then you have a chance to really get some good traction on your items when you sell, if you decide to sell a product. So don't overlook the opportunity to use some of these. In addition to that, there's some other tools we're going to talk about a little bit later. So I'm going to go straight into bundles, and I'm going to actually go through bundles a little faster than I was planning on it, because a lot of the stuff that's in here, you know, some of the title stuff matters, but it doesn't matter because some of it you may be getting from your supplier. So we're just going to talk about it. So bundles are an amazing thing to sell, whether you're selling them on Shopify or selling them on another platform. Bundles are just awesome. These bundles, hopefully, when you're putting together a bundle, it's going to solve a problem. A perfect example is a bundle for babies. We know that right now, as people have been cooped up with COVID-19, there's going to be a whole bunch of babies that are going to be born over the next 6 months because, you know, the lockdown started in March. So there's a lot of divorces, and then there's a lot of babies being born. So like in January and February and March, there's going to be just like a whole bunch of babies arriving, probably in December too. But the point is that putting together a bundle, what do people need? So new moms need baby bibs, and they need baby blankets, and maybe baby footies, because the baby's going to be born in the winter months, so it's going to be a little chilly. What do I need to do to keep my baby warm? What are the types of things that you could put together in a bundle that you could source from AliExpress, maybe send those items over to your fulfillment center? And again, your timing is off to be able to do that now, but I want you to think long-term, bigger picture, because the goal is for you to keep the Shopify store up and running. So beyond today, let's just talk about that. So if I do this with the baby situation, if I decide I'm going to sell baby blankets, baby footies, baby bibs, baby onesies, you know, thermal onesies with a baby caps, put a whole bundle together for babies and sell it on your store. What if I do print on demand? What if I do print on demand for baby's first Christmas? Because again, the baby might be born in December, maybe born in November. It just depends on when their lockdown started in their city, you know, or maybe baby's first New Year. When is this baby going to be born? And then also things that has the baby's name on it. So when you think about your Shopify store and you're thinking about bundles, you do have some bundle opportunities that you might be overlooking. You might not start off with the bundles, but this is something that you can gradually add as you establish accounts, and or you decide that if you source from AliExpress and you find some good suppliers that you like, and then you establish your account with either fulfillment center, or if they're going to do drop shipping. If you're going to sell them separately, then you need to indicate that. So bundles are things that naturally go together. Bundles are things that people are going to need anyway. If I am going to be buying mittens or gloves in the wintertime, I'm probably going to buy a scarf and a hat. Would you agree? Yeah, probably. Or I'm probably going to buy gloves and maybe earmuffs. Again, would you agree? Yeah. So typically, does it make sense for you to sell gloves and earmuffs together, or gloves and hat and scarf together? Yeah, it does, because these are things that people would normally buy. If I'm picking up a pair of gloves, I'm probably going to grab a hat, okay? Keep me warm. Whereas a multi-pack is multiples of the same thing. So if you're a person, maybe your Shopify store has supplements, or maybe your Shopify store has COVID supplies. So I might be selling multiple boxes of masks. I might be selling multiple things of hand sanitizer. I might be selling multiples of, maybe Christmas themed masks. Maybe you find Christmas themed masks and you're selling multiples of those. So that's a multi-pack. It's multiples of the same thing. And it could be the same thing that's the same color, same everything, Or it could be it's the same thing and you've got a red one, green one, blue one, and yellow one that you're all selling together. That's a multi-pack. So when you're doing that, if you decide you're going to sell a bundle, we already talked about it has to solve a problem. Ignore the part about the category. But what I do want you to pay attention to is I always use, again, Amazon is a great source for product research. I love doing product research on Amazon. Why? Because Amazon tells you frequently bought together. And so you don't have to sell the exact same thing that's frequently bought together, but what if I find something that's similar or related on AliExpress? So I'm already selling this thing right here, whatever this thing happens to be. So let's just say it's gloves, because we were talking about gloves just a second ago. And so frequently bought together, maybe there's a set of earmuffs, and maybe there's a specific ones. Maybe they've got the Baby Yoda earmuffs. So maybe I'm selling Baby Yoda gloves with Baby Yoda earmuffs. And that is a great bundle to put on my Shopify store. Also, think about print on demand. So this is probably a great year to do a whole bunch of stuff for print on demand, especially if you incorporate the picture of a mask on it. You could do Christmas sweaters with masks on them for print on demand. You could do hats with masks on them with print on demand. You could do Christmas stockings with print on demand. So look at frequently bought together. That is a great way to determine whether or not I should create a bundle for this particular item. I could sell it standalone, or I could offer it as a bundle in my Shopify store. The other thing is Pinterest. I love, 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 love Pinterest. Pinterest is like number 3 on my list. And so when you do Google searches on Pinterest, on products that are available that you can potentially sell in a bundle, Pinterest gives you ideas all day. And these people just sit there and write blogs and say, okay, activities for your kids to do during the Christmas break. And you could put together the bundle for those things and put them on your Shopify store and be able to sell them. So again, it's a matter of sourcing. You have all these people that are now doing video conferencing and video calls. So again, you could see on Pinterest, maybe there's a picture of a person, how to record great videos for your YouTube channel. And so in that, you're going to see probably a ring light, you're probably going to see a tripod, you're probably going to see something with a microphone. That's a great bundle to put together. Ring light, tripod, microphone. Makes sense. Those are things that go together naturally. When you're looking for titles, there's a lot of great tools out there. I think it was session 3. Maybe it was session 4, optimizing listings. But it was session 3. So what I would do is Title Builder is a good tool. It's mainly used on eBay. It is. But the great thing about Title Builder is once you go to titlebuilder.com and you put in the information, if you're creating a bundle, it'll give you some great ideas. And you can take those ideas. So go and look how this bundle, if it exists on Amazon, or if it exists on Walmart, or if it exists on Shopify, if it exists on eBay. Or if somebody describes it, how did they describe it on Pinterest? How did you find it on Pinterest? So however you found it, those are probably the keywords that are being used. So use those words in Title Builder, and Title Builder will give you some suggestions on titles. It doesn't mean to use all those suggestions, because sometimes those titles are super long, but it will give you some great ideas based on the keywords in the product, okay? The other thing, if you're gonna ship it yourself, fine. If you're not gonna ship it and you're gonna outsource it to somebody else, just make sure that you're packaging it well. So if you're doing in-house fulfillment, then great. And some of the stuff, again, doesn't apply because I didn't get to take it out. But if you're sending it to a fulfillment center, some of it does matter. So example would be like if Deliver, or if you're using maybe a prep center. A prep center, they'll do all the work for you. But if it's Deliver and they're dealing with a bunch of other people's products, you don't want them to separate your bundle if it's supposed to be together. So the other thing is think about the pricing of your bundle. So we're going to look at some bundles here in a second, but think about your pricing. I try to make sure that the price of my bundle is no less than 3 times the cost to me. So I'm going to give you an example. Let's say I'm doing a stocking bundle. Maybe that's my store and I'm doing stocking bundles. And so my stocking bundle is, I'm into it for, I have 4 pieces. I'm into it for $4. So if I'm into it for $4, an estimated shipping, if I package it tight, or if I'm using whatever party I'm using, ShipStation or whatever, maybe that shipping is $6. Maybe it's less than that. So 4 plus 6 is $10. And if I am running ads, like I'm doing Facebook ads or whatever it happens to be, I might be into it for some change. So I could just throw a base, I go like a minimum amount because I'm not just going to be running Facebook ads for this singular. I mean, it depends on what you're doing with your Shopify store. Maybe you're running for the singular one, or maybe you're running it for multiples. But you don't want to spend over a certain threshold just to advertise a single product. So let's just say hypothetically, for every single time it sells, it's $2 in marketing expenses. So we'll add that to $12. So now I've spent a total of $12. And I turn around and I list it on my Shopify store for $35. Okay? That the rest of that is all profit to me after I cover expenses. And you have to take care of taxes and all of that. So you want to add that in. And if there's anything else with your fulfillment center, if there's a fulfillment center or shipping supplies, all of that. So let's just add another dollar for $13. But still, I'm into profit clearly when I'm dealing with the bundle. And a lot of people, you can't say that with anything else. That's the great thing, the difference between bundles and other things, is that you can immediately be into profit when you're selling bundles. Whereas standalone items, sometimes the margins are not there. But with bundles, if you do it right, the margins are always there, okay? So I always do it no less than 3 to 4 times that. And then, in your title, we already talked about titling, but just make sure that you're using the keywords to your benefit of whatever it happens to be. So if you're doing Disney bundles, or if you're doing, let's say you're doing something for Baby Yoda, or you're doing something for, what was the movie that came out? Trolls World Tour this year, or maybe you're doing a whole theme on Baby's First Christmas, and I'm trying to think of some Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse. So Baby's First Christmas, Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, and if you're doing some part of this bundle as print on demand, you need to include those estimated costs as well. But include that into your title, whatever it happens to be. Make sure that you're indicating that. And then from a tracking standpoint, just to track the performance of your bundle, make sure that you're going to create your bundle with, you got to have your SKU. So make sure that you have a SKU that you can identify, what this thing is doing, and also how you marketed it. So if you're going to do some split testing with your marketing, incorporate that split testing into your SKU naming convention. So if this is Facebook ad 1, and this was Facebook ad 2 and Facebook ad 3 that you're getting the responses off of, maybe at the end of the SKU, you put FB1, FB2, FB3. That way you know which one of the Facebook ads you got the most sales off of. So these are all good things to do. First 5 words, we already talked about that. And then we don't care about UPCs. So like I said, some of this stuff does not apply. We're just going to keep it moving. The information in the bundle is extremely important. Make sure you include all the details. If it is a bundle that they have to put together, they have to assemble themselves, please make sure you indicate that. If it is something that is a variety pack, and so they might not get the exact same, like they'll get, if we're talking about characters, only because I'm talking about characters. So let's say they have a variety of different Mickey Mouse, whatever it happens to be, Mickey Mouse baby bibs, or Mickey Mouse stockings, or Mickey Mouse, whatever it happens to be. Maybe you don't get the exact design that's in the picture, but it is a Mickey Mouse stocking, and it's My First Christmas Mickey Mouse stocking, but it may not be that exact design. You need to indicate that the designs may vary. And you may have a couple of pictures in your rotation of pictures to show the 3 different kinds that you could potentially get. So make sure you're specific in those details. That's going to minimize your chances of getting returns. Make sure your pictures are awesome, and create the opportunity. And then if you happen to deal with returns, just make sure that they understand they have to return everything. So here's some examples of bundles, not necessarily bundles you would see on Shopify. Maybe this one, because you actually would see this wrapped up in cellophane, and then they could deconstruct it and show all the pieces. I saw an amazing bundle today for Christmas that included the peppermint spoon. Like they actually made a spoon shaped out of, it was a peppermint, and they made it in the shape of a spoon. So it was a cup for Christmas. Inside the cup, they had the hot cocoa, they had the peppermint spoon, they had some other stuff that was in there, and it was all wrapped in cellophane with a big, pretty Merry Christmas at the top of the bow. So selling gift baskets on your Shopify store, also selling them on Etsy, but selling them in your Shopify store is a great way to get some traction. So you would want to take that picture of it all together, then you want to take it spread out, and then you want to take each one of the pieces, take a picture of each one of them in there. That is what I would do. Okay, so the next thing, now let me just stop for a second and see if we have questions. Do we have any questions about the stuff that I covered just a second ago? Any questions whatsoever? Okay. Is any of this information helpful? Can you hear me okay? I'm hoping that you can hear me okay. Hello? I don't see it. All right. Okay, so let's talk, oops, let me go backwards. Okay, so this part is at the beginning, the very first class, we talked about your social media, and that was in class 1. And class 2. We talked about your social media and saying, go and acquire your social media for your store name and park it. So now, I've given you the opportunity to say, hey, do you want me to do your social media banners? If you do, great. If you don't, that's fine too. But this is where I want you to actually begin the process of setting this stuff up. So hopefully you have been working on your store. Your store is almost ready to go live. I'm going to review it on Friday or Saturday and make sure that you're ready to go. We're going to check a couple of things, make sure everything is connected, make sure that your inventory is loaded up. And if not, we're going to fix those problems in our 1-hour session. But in the meantime, you've got to get your social media up. Why? Because your goal is to drive as much traffic as possible to your store. And one of the ways that you can do it is by using your social signals. Social signals are just the means of letting Google and Yahoo and Bing know that there's some level of importance for the item that you happen to be selling, the product you happen to be selling. So you have to know, again, the two things that we started off at the beginning is you got to know your audience because you want to target them. And you also have to know the keywords that are going to be used for the products that you're about to sell. So if you're selling something for babies, going back to, we got a whole bunch of babies that are coming into the world over the next several months. So since we had a lot of babies coming into the world, doing something around making sure that the baby's, like indicating that the baby is in, if somebody's searching for it, for an item, a product, that you include that product and baby in it. So we say, I'm going to give you an example. So Baby's First Christmas was the first one that I gave you. Baby's First Christmas. Some people are Googling for Baby's First Christmas or Christmas gifts for a new baby, Christmas gifts for a newborn, Christmas stockings for a new baby, Christmas baskets for expecting parents. Like, you have to go and look for the phrases, the long tail keywords that people are searching for that particular item. If you have not done that research, if you did not do that research at the beginning when I said, know your audience and figure out your keywords, if you didn't do that, you need to be doing that now. And then the next thing after you get that done is when your store gets ready to go live, for each one of your products, each one of them is going to have their own unique URL based on the catalog inside of your Shopify store. You're going to send those items, those distinct URLs, those distinct listings for every single product over to different social media platforms. So you'll share it over to Facebook, you'll share it over to Twitter, you'll share it over to Instagram, Pinterest, and whatever other platform you happen to be on. When you do that, that's going to help your listing get more, get indexed and be able to be found. What happens on all the platforms, period, is whenever something new is introduced to the internet has these spiders that crawl across every single page across the internet and says, what is the relevance of this item and what are the words that people are using to find this item, so that I can make sure that those words, whenever somebody types in those words, that this item somewhere shows up Hopefully it doesn't show up on page 65 of the Google search. So you got to have enough information on that page when the spiders crawl across the page to be able to hopefully get on page 1, page 2, page 3 of the Google search. We already know that most people buy off of page 1, so your ultimate goal is to get on page 1. That's first of all. If you do a good job with your keywords and your keyword phrases and your long tail keywords, you have a higher chance of getting that listing on page 1 when people are searching for those distinct phrases or words. So the social media just gives what we call more link juice, more importance, more relevance to each one of your individual products in your store. So again, your goal is to make sure you create good listings, that you've got keywords in each one of those listings so that they can be found by the spiders that crawl across your page and crawl across each one of the products in your page. So you want to share each one of your products from your store or integrate them. You can use the integration tools to share them over to your Facebook page, to Facebook Shops, share them over to Twitter, share them over to Instagram. And when you do that, make sure you include some hashtags when you're sharing it. Because again, people are searching by the relevance of the page itself, the actual distinct product itself, and they are searching by hashtags. So if this is presents for, stockings or Christmas stockings for newborns, then you need to put hashtag Christmas stocking for newborns, if that is a phrase that is frequently searched. Remember, you have keywords everywhere. You have keyword spy. You can also use MLAs. I think that's the tool. So let me just escape out of this for just a second. Let me go over to, let me just, hold on just a second. Go over to another screen in just a second. I'm gonna go there so you can see what I mean. All right, let me share this, and hopefully this will make more sense. All right, so I have a lot of Chrome extensions that I have installed, but those Chrome extensions don't fire until I'm out of incognito. So right now I'm not incognito. If I was incognito, this would all be black and none of the Chrome extensions would work. So again, I like to use Amazon as my basis for product research because it's an easy one to use. So if I start typing in Christmas, notice what happens when I'm using this Chrome extension called MLAs, however you say it. Notice what happens. It gives me, these are the top 10 when I type in Christmas, or even when I just type in Christ and I stop. These are the top 10 things that people are looking for. Okay, in the white, that's on Amazon. People are looking for a Christmas tree. That's number one, the number one thing that people are looking for that has the word Christmas in it. Number 2, Christmas decorations. Number 3, pajamas for families. So again, print on demand opportunity there. Those of you that are sleeping on Shopify and print on demand, integrating Shopify, Christmas pajamas. People are searching for Christmas pajamas right now. It is a great store to start or to launch for your Shopify business. Christmas decorations, Christmas wrapping paper, Christmas pillow covers, Christmas lights, Christmas ornaments. Again, doing a Christmas ornament store. That's another great one. Christmas tree skirt, Christmas dresses for women. I would have never thought people would be looking for Christmas dresses for women. That's new to me. So then the next one is keywords before and keywords after. So, okay, Funko Pop Christmas, Advent Calendar Christmas. Yes, all day long, Advent Calendar Christmas. Right now, because again, when does the Advent Calendar start? December 1st. What is today? November the 14th. People are buying Advent calendars right now. Right now, they're buying them like crazy. Men's gifts for Christmas. So this is one of those situations where you do hashtag men's gifts for Christmas. If your item that you're selling in your store is for men. So if you're selling men's ties, men's socks, men's whatever, men's gifts for Christmas, that should be somewhere in the product description because it is a long tail keyword. These are the 4 words together. That's called a long tail keyword that people are actually typing into the search, and hashtag men's gifts for Christmas. when you share it over to all of your social media platforms. Does that make sense to everybody here? This is so important. This is one of the ways that you can manage your marketing budget, your ads budget. Does that make sense? Yes, no, maybe? Then you got cat Christmas, you got window wreaths for Christmas, matching pajamas for families. Again, we did the whole, pajamas for family, Christmas decorations clearance, Christmas banner, Christmas skirts for women. What? Shirts for women. Oh, okay, so shirts, not skirts, sorry. All right, so then we've got some other items over here, Christmas gifts, Christmas pajamas for. So notice how it says Christmas gifts for and blank, Christmas pajamas for and blank, Christmas decorations for and blank, Christmas presents for and blank. Why is that? That is a long tail keyword. There was the for over here. So this is Christmas gifts for boys, Christmas gifts for girls, Christmas gifts for women, Christmas gifts for men, Christmas gifts for husbands, Christmas gifts for wives. Again, Christmas pajamas for families, Christmas pajamas for kids, Christmas pajamas for. Following that whole, you see what I'm doing here? That is the stuff that you need to be paying attention to. So this is a Chrome extension I like. I use Amazon as my source. It gives me the keywords that I'm looking for. I use that keyword information to help me in my listings on any platform that I happen to be selling on. And when I do my social signals, I will literally do hashtag Christmas gifts for kids. That's what I will do when I share it over to my own Facebook page. That's exactly what I'll do. Okay, does that make sense to everybody? So to make sure that is so important that everybody gets that. All right, so let me go back to here. So when you are doing this social signal, I promise you, this will help you get so much traction on your listings and so much attention to your listings. I would encourage you that you start this process of sharing your items over to your social media next Saturday, it's the 21st, I think. So I would start on the 21st and 22nd, make sure that you got your shared out to all of your social media platforms and that they're ready to go, or you can wait until Wednesday, your call. But the other thing that I would do is make sure that when you do this, that you do the hashtags. The last thing that I would do is make sure that you pull up your items multiple times. Like send a link to your item to your mom or to your cousin, to your sister, to your neighbor, to your brother. The one thing about indexing that is amazing is that if you get a circle of people, maybe there's 10 people in your family that live across the US. A person that lives in Washington, California, Montana, New York, Michigan, Florida, Georgia, like they live everywhere, Texas. So if you contact all of them and say, hey, I need a favor, I'm going to send you 20 links and I want you to pull them up. And I need you to do this, after your store goes live, you need them to do it pretty quick. What is that going to do for you? That is going to tell all the search engines that there's some level of importance on this particular item because people all over the United States are pulling this particular item up. We used to do this all the time on eBay. That was one of our tricks to be able to get more traction on our listings right before Black Friday, is we would literally have a pool of people around the US, and these are people that you know. They need to be pulling from a different IP address and all this other stuff. So you give them your Excel spreadsheet, you can put it in a Google Sheet, just send them the link to your store and ask them to go pull up everything in your store, every single item. Make sure the distinct URL is up there so that they can get that particular item pulled up in your store's catalog, okay? And once they do that, that's gonna help you solidify what we're trying to do, which is we're trying to give your store relevance. We're trying to give each one of your products that you're selling in your store relevance. We're sharing those links to those particular items over to, or pushing those products over to Twitter, over to Instagram, over to Pinterest, over to Facebook. So then you're getting some relevance there. And then you got people pulling your stuff up. So now whose stuff is going to come up if you're selling baby stuff? newborn baby stuff, and you're selling baby's first Christmas, anything related to baby's first Christmas, do you think you're going to show up on page 65 of the Google search, or do you have a higher probability of showing up on page 1? Page 1, page 2, depends on if somebody else is better at SEO than you are, but you have a better probability of showing up closer to the first page. And then the thing that's going to push you over the edge is going to be your ads, because you still have to do your ads. If you haven't put together your budget for your ads, you need to do that. But this page right here is one of the most important things to get you ready to get some organic traffic to your listings. So step 1 is make sure you go set up your social media pages. Step 2, make sure once you do that and your store is active, that you, for your products that you're selling, that you're pushing links out to all of the social media platforms. Step 3, that you've already reached out to family members or friends or people that you know across the US to say, hey, I'm going to send you a link to my store. I need you to pull up every single thing independently on separate, folders, tabs, inside of Chrome, inside of Firefox, whatever you're using, whatever you're using. Pull it up, Edge, Internet Explorer, whatever it is. And then make sure that you're including hashtags when you're sharing it over to your social media. These are all things that are going to help you get traction. But the first thing before you do all that work, make sure your titles are good, make sure your pictures are good, and make sure you have keywords in your listings. Those are the things that are going to help you when that listing goes live. I can't stress that enough. That's going to save you money when we're talking about spending money. Okay? And talking about spending money on ads. The other thing that's going to help you is this right here. Sending those distinct listing links directly through Pingler and PingFarm. So we do this, again, on Amazon. We do it on Walmart, eBay, Etsy, whatever. We do it everywhere. And so on that Sunday, which I think is the 22nd, again, we're being very strategic. If you're not paying attention, I'm actually being very strategic. Because what's going to happen is the first time you do it, you're going to index. And then the second time you do it, when you do it the second time, what's going to happen is it's going to bring that back up to the top, so that when Black Friday hits, your stuff starts to show up at the top and it's not at the bottom. So if you do this on Sunday, the 22nd, and then you do it either on Thanksgiving Day, Thanksgiving morning, or you do it on Wednesday, again, you have a higher probability on Black Friday of your stuff coming up on page 1 or page 2, again, depending on how you created the listing, the titles, the keywords that are in there, and the photos. And don't forget that if you're uploading your photos yourself, name your photos, the keywords. Do that. Name your photos, the keywords, if you're uploading the photos yourself. If you're doing an import, you're not going to do that. You can go in and extract the photos and then re-upload them again, name them, and come up and upload them again, because of the fact that people are searching by images, or you want to show up as much as possible in the Google search, because of the fact that you're using all the relevant keywords that make a difference. And make sure the keywords are each different, slightly different. If you're using the same keyword phrase over and over and over and over and over again, then that's just loading, and that's not going to help you. So you have to use variations of the phrases in which people are using to search for your particular item. So that's the reason why I like Analyze, because it gives you all these variations of how people might be searching for your particular item, or it gives you ideas. So Pingler and PingFarm, all you do is you go to this page, you go to Pingler, and you just put in all the URLs, and then you hit mass ping, and it sends it out. And what it does for you is it creates backlinks all over the internet for your particular store and your specific products in your store. So you're doing it on the front end when your store goes live, reaching out to family and friends. You're doing it for your individual products yourself by sharing them over to 4 different social media platforms, and then you're sending them through Pingler and PingFarm. This, I promise, is going to help you, because there's so many people that create Shopify stores and don't get any traction. But you have to do number 1 right. You have to title good, you have to have good photos, and you have to have keywords. Okay, so I'll share these links in the chat here in a little bit. All right, so the next thing is your product research. If you didn't already do your product research, we gave you so many different ways in which you can do your product research. But here's the deal. You're down to the wire. If you haven't figured out what you're going to do, your tools are probably are the easiest ones to load your store if you're going to sell multiple things versus a singular thing. If you're selling like 4 products, 5 products, then you can do that yourself. But if you're going to be selling like, I don't know, 40 products, you probably don't want to do all 40 by yourself. You could import them if they're coming from AliExpress. You can use Overlow. You can use Shopify. You can use Sprocket. Those are easy ones to use. And so that's an option to you. And I want to talk you through just really thinking conceptually, what are the things that I could be selling? So before I get into this, do we have any questions so far? Do you run your Facebook and Pinterest links through Ping Farm? Yes. Oh, no. Yeah, I have. I'm not going to lie. I've run all of my social media through Pingler and Ping Farm as well. Just depends. Like once I've shared them out and then I had family members and friends do it and then I ran it through Pingler and Ping Farm, I have gone back and sometimes like on that Friday morning, which is Black Friday morning, I might run Facebook, Pinterest, because again, people are looking for the items and you're also running Facebook ads at that point. Hopefully your ads are live. You should put this on your calendar if you haven't already done so. You need to make sure that your Facebook ads are ready to go Sunday, okay? Because it's going to take about 2 to 3 days for Facebook to like stabilize and make sure that it found your target audience. And so if you started on Sunday, you got Sunday, Monday, or you submit them on Sunday, then they've got to go through a review. I do hate aspects of Facebook because sometimes it can be 2 days later and they finally review your ads, which is annoying as heck. But if you submit them either on Saturday or Sunday, it takes them 2 days. Most of the time it doesn't take them 2 days. But if it takes them 2 days to approve it, remember there's a possibility you could get denied. Okay, we've not talked about that. So I need you to know that there's a possibility you could get denied and you have to tweak it and resubmit it. And then you get denied again, you got to tweak it and resubmit it. So maybe you start on Saturday. But in any case, start on Saturday, start on Sunday, submit your ads. And then it's going to take the Facebook algorithm a couple of days to make sure it found your audience. And then the ads will start to get some traction. But everything that I'm giving you right now is going to help you start getting some traction on those products organically without the help of the ads. So the ads are just going to give you more power. That's all I'm saying. All right, so hot niches for this this time of year. So here's some of them. I got to move this little floater thing. I hate this thing. Okay. I'm going to group some of these because I see so many opportunities. So babies, if you're selling bigger stuff, that's great. If you got a drop ship supplier, that's awesome. If you don't, consider that for next year. But we know that there's a bunch of stuff getting ready to happen with babies. So you see we've got baby swings, baby play mat, baby gates, baby tubs. Over here we got baby carrier, baby, that's a bouncer, not a counselor. Baby high chair, there's probably another baby something else. So again, opportunities to be able to sell. Maybe you have a generic Shopify store that's all baby stuff. So the one thing I will tell you is if you didn't, at the beginning, I recommended that you get insurance. If you didn't get insurance, especially when you're dealing with babies and you don't want the liability or risk, make sure that you have some business insurance. There's still time to get that in place so that you have some level of coverage. Not that something is going to happen, but with babies, you just never know. Possibility of the child having an allergic reaction to something, and you as the seller, because you're the Shopify seller, you become liable for that. So just be mindful of that. But then as I continue to look through this, this list, there's a shower brush. So then there's scalp scrub. So I start thinking bundles. When I start looking at some of these things, immediately bundles come to mind. Like when I talked about the ring light with the tripod, with the microphone. Like these are all things that make sense to go together as a bundle. So I would sell them individually and I could sell them as a great price as a bundle. Some kind of offer. Maybe you put it on your page that you get 10% off if you buy this as a bundle. And you figure out your pricing, make sure your pricing is higher. Another one that I think is something that people are overlooking for this particular holiday season, unfortunately, is pulse oximeters. So Pulse oximeters are these little things that they put on your finger when you go to the hospital to determine your oxygen levels. Why is that so important? Because we're in the middle of this stupid pandemic. And in the middle of this pandemic, one of the signs is that people may have difficulty breathing or their oxygen levels may drop. A pulse oximeter is a great product to sell. They sell them on Amazon. So then you already have some statistical data, some data that you can use and analyze to figure out which ones might be the best. We'll see if you can find the matching buddy over on AliExpress. Make sure the margins work with what you're trying to do. And you literally could be selling bundles or selling single products, including a pulse oximeter. Now, are people Googling pulse oximeter? No. Sometimes they don't know what that thing is. They just know that they're in the ER and they put this thing on my finger and I don't know what it is. So they find out later that that's what it is. But if you are selling, maybe your store is called COVID-19 supplies or COVID-19 bundles or COVID-19 products or COVID-19 resources. And so who knows what you called it. And when they go to that page, you show a picture of a person with that thing on their finger immediately, and it's showing the numbers and, maybe that person's holding their chest. If you show the product in use, people get it immediately. I know what this thing is for. I know why this is important. I may not have known what the name of it was, but since I see this picture, I understand exactly what it's for. And if they've got a video of it, that's even better. So again, for those of you that are going to do anything around COVID-19 supplies or products or sanitation, make sure you include something like that, because people are, with the COVID-19 numbers going up the way that they are, more and more people are buying these pulse oximeters. And so I know I still have mine from March, and I know that I've been selling them. So think about putting them in a bundle. What are the other things that people might be buying? If you have a store that's around COVID-19 preparedness or whatever, and you're selling supplements, you're selling the vitamin D, vitamin C, zinc, lysine, and any other supplements that people might be buying to boost their immune system, make sure you just throw that on the page and say, and oh, by the way, if for some reason you get COVID-19, here's a product that can help you with that. So you can monitor your heart rate and you can also monitor your oxygen supplies. So this is a big list. Come back, look at it later. There's another big list on the next page. I want you to think about what are the things that you literally could put together that make the most sense. So like a jewelry cleaner and a jewelry organizer, those make sense together. They make the most sense ever. Dishwasher detergent and washing machine cleaner. So, I don't know that these two do, but if you had washing machine detergent or whatever, those two make sense together. And a lot of people are looking for organic or natural products. So natural products for cleaning surfaces and natural products for purifying the air purifiers, the filters, those things with the sanitation blue lights, all of those are products that people are looking for. If you're still struggling to figure out what you're going to sell, or if you've already figured out what you want to sell and you want to open up another Shopify store, or maybe have another tab on your existing Shopify store, another folder page, and you're going to sell additional products. These are all things that people are looking for. Then here's some more products that people are looking for. Again, people are going to start moving towards, I got to get in shape, I got to lose weight, because what's coming around the corner? The first of the year. People are going to start getting ready for New Year's. They're going to start making their New Year's resolutions. People are going to be looking for planners. I could go on and on and on and on and on and never shut up. What I'm saying to you is you have to have an open mind about the things that you are currently going to be selling. Have you done all that you can do to make sure people can find your products, that they are products that people are searching for, that they are important products, that they are relevant? If they're not relevant, what are the words that your target audience is using to search for those products? Okay? And use that to your advantage. Use it to your advantage. People are going to still be buying workout clothes because, again, we're going into the new year. So maybe you set yourself up for Black Friday and you set up a second store for the beginning of the year that's all around fitness. Because what? Because people are going to be buying a whole bunch of fitness stuff. It's just going to collect dust because they're not going to the gym. I mean, some of them are going to the gym, some of them aren't. So, all right. So I want you to be thinking about those things. I want you to figure out how you can make this work for you. So here's another one that's got the dog pen, you know, the little pen, the crate, the dog brush, the dog bowl, like put all the dog stuff together, things that you could be selling. All right. Now sourcing, this is just sourcing and reverse sourcing strategies. So I literally gave you a bunch of sourcing strategies in the middle of this list. I actually did. I gave you a boatload of sourcing strategies. Your job is just to go out there and find these products, and you can use these tools to be able to find the products. You know, go out to AliExpress and do the AliExpress dropship and just do that product research. Use eCom Hunt is another tool that you can use to be able to eCom Hunt, Dropify, and AliExpress dropshipper. So I'll put those in the chat. Those three are great tools to be able to go and find products right now that you can do some sourcing on. Okay, so don't limit yourself to one product. Here's the deal. When you're first starting off, yeah, you need to limit yourself, but I want you to think beyond right now. Those people that are making a lot of money, sometimes they make a boatload of money with just one Shopify store, or sometimes they mix it up. Sometimes over time they add to their Shopify store, they kind of expand what they're doing. These are all great opportunities for you. So do your research, check and see what your competitors are doing. Your competitors are starting to ramp up, so you should be ramping up. This should be a very, very, very busy week for you. Extremely busy. And just don't forget that you should be doing some things on Friday, some things on Saturday. Sorry, well, you're going to meet on Friday. So some things on Saturday, some things on Sunday, some things on Monday. You're going to come back around on Wednesday or Thursday morning. You're going to do some more stuff. You have to have your game plan. Put it on your calendar. Set up a Google Calendar. Set reminders. Put it on your phone. You can actually set it up on your phone where you choose a specific day in which the alarm goes off. You can put a message that says, this is what I'm supposed to be doing on that day. You have to do these things. I'm going to not go through some of these others because they don't apply. But what I will say, yeah, drop shipping, homemade products. Don't overlook the opportunity for homemade products. I thought I was at the farmer's market earlier today when I saw those Christmas cup bundles, and I've actually been taking a boatload of pictures. So I'm going to share those inside of eCommerce Sellers Academy later, and probably in Mastery as well, because I have probably over 200 products on my phone because I've been doing product research for about 2 weeks now. So I just haven't shared it. So I've got to share all the product research that I've been doing. But in any case, know that you have a lot of opportunity to be able to make a bunch of money in your Shopify store right now. Get prepared to be successful. Do all that you can. Make sure that you've gone back and look at some of your competitors, or go and look at related products, go see what it's doing on Amazon. You know, steal some of the information from the listing. Not all of it. We're not copying from anybody. Go see if it's listed on Walmart, and go steal some of the information. Make notes of the same words. If you pull up the item and it's on Walmart and it's also on Amazon, what are some of the words that they're using in the listing? What are some of the things they're putting in the description? What are some of the things they're putting in the title? You know, write those things down. If they're putting it in the title and it's in the Amazon title and it's in the Walmart title and it's in the eBay title, then you should probably put it in your title too. If the description, some of the things that people are asking based on the rating, again, you should probably include it in yours too when you're creating your stuff. All right, so for next week, I want to make sure that your store is ready for Black Friday. So we're going to do a store review. You know, if you didn't do your Black Friday list, I gave you some more things to add to your Black Friday list. Today, it's all about the indexing. This is so important. If you haven't done the work first, don't start the indexing part, because then when the spiders crawl across your page and you go back and edit everything, then you have to do something to trigger it to say something has changed. So when it's brand new and it goes live, then they crawl across your page at that time. But when it's a page that's been out there for a while, it takes a lot to try and get more traffic on it. So you may just have to create a brand new listing. You know, sign up for your store reviews. I already mentioned that. Prepare for your promotions. What are the promotions? Are you going to do offers? Are you going to put offers on there? Are you going to do, you know, free shipping over purchases over 65? Are you going to make sure you get them added to your email list? Make sure you go set that up. Get your social media accounts set up as well. So this is where I ask you if you have any questions. So let's just go ahead and take questions. What questions do you have? What information do you need from me? Go ahead, ask me. I'm here to answer questions. And then if you don't have any questions right now, don't forget you can ask me questions Tuesday night. You can always come back on Saturday. And then you also, if you haven't already scheduled your 1 hour review of your store, let's get these stores profitable. Let's get some wins for this Black Friday. Let's get some strategies that's going to help you to make some money. So, what questions do you have for me? Are you going to show us how to integrate our Shopify with our Facebook store? Yeah, I think that's, what do I have that on the training? I think I have it on the training. Hold on, let me escape out of this. There we go. I don't know when it is on the training. It might be next week. Is it next week? No, but we can do it next week. We'll do it next week for sure. Oh, this is December the 5th. So maybe I'll do a separate one training video on that by itself. Let me work on that this week. Let me see if I can get that out by Saturday. I have a long list of things to get done for my own store and my own business before Saturday. And unfortunately, I have a funeral I have to go to. So let me see if I can get that done by next Saturday. I'll work to do that. I thought I had it on the list though. So I'll have to go look. Are you gonna, okay. So I will work on that to how to integrate it with your Facebook. But one of the easiest things to do is just go to your Facebook fan page. If you set it up as a shop, an easy thing, just to take your links and just copy and paste the links and save the link and make sure you got hashtags and hit save. You can also install the Shopify app for Facebook and it should bring it over to shops. But I'll see if I can record a quick video on that. Yeah, I haven't talked about it. It's been a rough week. It's been a really rough week. It's been a really, really rough week. So I'm trying and getting errors. Okay. Well, maybe we can resolve that on Friday. Yeah, let's try to resolve that. But I'll record a video. I'll see if I can squeeze that in this week. Okay, so I hope this was a blessing to you guys. I know I covered a bunch of stuff. I know I talked a little fast, but I hope that this was a blessing to help you guys get going. We got Facebook ads. That's, I think, going to be the big thing. And so I do feel like I need to record a separate video just on making sure you guys are ready for Facebook ads. So I'm going to try to do 2 videos this week. But I had Facebook ads on my video list. So I'm going to try to get that done so you all are ready for your Facebook ads on Saturday. All right. That's all I got for you right now, unless you have more questions. Good luck. God bless. I am excited for all of you. I can't wait to hear about what happens with your stores. Get busy, get busy, get busy, get busy, get busy. And I'll talk to you on Friday. If you want me to do your social media graphics, I'm ordering graphics tomorrow. We have a new VA now. I'm so excited. And so, well, another VA. We still have Lyria. So if you want that done, you got to send me your stuff. All right. Bye for now.